All right. Okay, I guess we can get started. Beth is part of the meeting this evening, but she's going to be not on here for quite a while. And I've actually got to go download if she doesn't make it. She done some screen recordings with explanations of what it was that she was doing for us to watch. So I've got to download those. I haven't got around to downloading them yet. I'll have the computer do that here shortly while we're doing some other stuff. But I just wanted to bring up to start with, is there anything as far as any kind of old business or anything? I know it's not our normal business meeting night, but we might as well just cover it.
No,
If there's anything that needs to be brought up or brought to everyone's attention at this point.
no, I
No.
don't have anything.
Marty, I do want to ask, first off,
Yes,
you got my email, right?
yes, thank you.
Okay. We have the class scheduled for next Thursday.
Okay,
Can we check and see if we can schedule that for either Wednesday or the following Thursday? I have to leave. I have to be in Ohio Thursday at like 4 o'clock in the afternoon. So being there and being in Greensburg at 7 o'clock don't work.
so you want it the 5th or
The 5th or the following Thursday.
the 13th?
I don't want to cancel the class because I canceled it last month. So I want to have the class. I just need to adjust it a little bit because I have to be out of town.
You
All
do
right.
realize, Brian, if I was driving, you wouldn't have a problem with making both of them.
Well, no, because when I get to Ohio, I won't be leaving Ohio until Friday afternoon around 5 o'clock. I got to spend the night out there.
Ah, okay.
So I gotta. I think I'll be leaving around 5 o'clock on Friday to come home because I got to be back to work on Saturday morning. Otherwise, I would be staying in Ohio for a couple of days. But it is what it is. Anyhow, if you could check on that for me and then just let me know as soon as you can. That way I can clarify my plans for the other stuff.
Okay,
So I don't want to cancel the class. I just want to move it.
okay. So bringing that up,
Mhm.
when we went to talk about, they're under new management,
Okay. Again.
and they were going to give us a hard time. And I smoothed everything
Taco
out.
Bell?
Huh?
I
I have, but when we went to talk about,
Oh, talk about.
yes,
Sorry.
turn
Not
them up,
Taco Bell. Okay.
turn it up.
Oh, gosh.
So, anyways, our friend, the waiter Zach, I think he was bad mouthing us, and I've gotten it all straightened out. However, but they weren't going to let us there if we didn't pay, because he told them that we weren't eating and that we are demanding. And so I just took the new manager to the side and I explained to her that the demand was that I asked for a rag so I could wash down the tables and menus and silverware. And then I would put the tables together. So I don't know what the demand was there. And then I said, we always eat. So I don't know why he was saying we weren't eating. So I smoothed it all over. I gave her all the dates and everything. So I will call her and change that, see if we can change it. But
I just say we'd be more than glad to. I would be more than glad to eat more, but I have trouble getting waited on, and then when they do wait on me, they don't bring my food.
It's
well,
true.
that's what I said. Well, I kind of said that. So she actually took our orders herself, and then Zach brought them out and messed them up. But whatever. It's like if he has more than 2 tables, he can't do it. So
Oh, he's just lazy.
anyways, I straightened it all out. We have the room, no problem. So I'll call her and talk to her. So
Yeah, if you can, like I said, I don't want to cancel the class, but I can't be there this Thursday. Or I should say not this Thursday, that's today. I can't be there next Thursday. I have to be in Ohio.
okay.
But yeah, just let me know which day it can be, and if we can't do it there, can we use your place?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So if they're not capable there, we'll just go to your place. Like I said, I just don't want to
Oh,
cancel.
wait. Um, hold on.
If we can't do that, we'll go use a park. I don't care. I'm not canceling the class. Just put it that way.
How's the food at Marty's place?
Yeah, that will be fine. The 5th or the 13th is fine. I have a guest speaker coming the 6th through the 10th. So yeah, we're good.
Okay. How?
Bring your own brown bag.
Yeah, I
Carl.
say Carl asked how the food is. It's as good as whatever you bring with you.
That's correct.
So, all right. So just let me know which way it's going to go, and then I can send an email out. Okay.
All right.
All right. Thank you. I appreciate that.
No problem.
Okay, my notes disappeared. Let me bring them back up here. Okay, anything new with shows or anything like that we need to bring up, or we still pretty much
No,
where
we
we are?
still have time for shows. So
Okay. All right, then the only thing I wanted to bring up is just what's coming up in July so that everyone's up and going for that. Actually, no, first is no, we did that already. Okay. July 10th is our WPS regular meeting, and that is going to be adding props to photos, and Margie is in charge of that.
Maybe.
I was really expecting more of a comment there, Margie. The SWG meeting in July is photo restoration, and I believe that said either Beth or Rex. Rex just waved, so he didn't run out the door, run out the room.
No, I'm set. I've already picked out what I want to do. I've got a
Okay, cool.
couple of options.
Because Beth has got something going on with Nate now on these Thursday nights for karate or something, so she may not be available.
yeah, she's trying to get her belt.
Yeah.
I had a job that Annie asked me to do. She had an old family photograph that broke in two, and she asked me if I'd put it back together. So I made her a new one, and I think I have all of the information for it.
Okay. Very cool.
I should be able to help with that, right?
Yeah, you can help.
Okay.
No. I don't
I'll
want to
send
help.
you a
I said-
copy of the broken one.
Yeah. I said AI should be able to help.
AI.
Oh, hey, hi.
Yeah. July 9th is our photo walk to McConnell's Mills. So I wanted to make sure we brought that up. We'll put some more information out there.
Sunday?
I do
Yes,
believe.
it is.
Is that what it is? A Sunday? Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
July 9th on Sunday. July 20th is the next talk about. Margie, did you have anything specific for that, or is that a
Marty, I'll be doing it this time around.
okay?
What?
Mm-hmm.
What?
And
Well, you're going to be doing the station one.
Yeah, I know. Uh-huh.
all right, and the according to the newsletter, the July SWG tips and tricks is Rex. So Rex has got a big night on the SWG night this month coming up. His whole talk may be his tips and tricks. We'll see. So anyhow, I just wanted to bring them up, make sure everyone was aware of that. And that is all I got as far as that stuff goes.
How was the botanical garden?
I'm sorry?
How
How
was
was
the
the botanical garden?
Oh. I think only a couple people went.
Was it worthwhile?
I didn't go, so I don't know.
Oh,
Who went? Does anybody know?
Beth went. Hold on. Nate went. She did send me a picture, so let me go back and see what it was. If everybody's there.
Let's see. I seen
There we go. Let's see.
Rebecca went.
Yeah, Rebecca.
didn't Jim go?
Yeah, Jim was there.
Jim, yep.
No, no.
I'm looking at who posted pictures.
Yeah.
And Oh, the new guy. I never remember his name.
Well, new guy.
Tom. Tom and some other person. I don't know.
So a few people went.
I'm terrible. Sorry. There was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people plus Nate. So 6.
That's not so bad.
Nope. I went to Old Bedford Village actually.
Yeah, took some good photos.
As I said I was going to go. I will tell you this though. I don't know, maybe it's just because I've been there so many times, but it wasn't as exciting as it used to be. So I think for next year I'm going to switch and do the Civil War reenactment and check that one out instead of the Wild West version. But it was pretty cool. I got some more photos I'm going to post. I just didn't have time to post them today, but I wanted to get something into the actual contest this time. So I did that.
Yeah, gotta do that.
Then I stopped and did a couple covered bridges on the way home from out there. So I'll post those too. All right. Okay, I guess we could jump into news. And then after I go through these news things that Jim sent me, Margie, if you want to do a little bit of critiquing while I download this stuff, and then we'll see what time Beth gets here. She said,
Oh, well, Brian,
and we
I
have
have
tips
the
and tricks
other-
tonight.
I have the other portion of that. It was Beth and I, so
Oh, okay. Sorry, I did not. I was not aware of that. So
that's okay. I mean, I don't have to do it.
no. You're good. You're good. So I'll do news, and then you can start that, and then we'll go from there. How about that?
Okay, all right.
All right. Let me see. Make
I
sure I get.
worked hard though. Hopefully it works.
Okay. Let me see here. Share screen. Click on that button. Click on that button. Share. And do you guys see Petapixel?
Yep.
Okay. All right. I really wish there was a way for me to get rid of that stupid bar that this Zoom puts on here, because it's always in my way. Anybody know how to get rid of that?
The
There you go.
green dot doesn't do it. In the upper left.
No,
Doing that.
I don't know. Oh well, it'll just be in the way as usual. Okay. Close that. Okay, so the first thing that Jim sent me was the Nikon Z8 review, the best camera for most serious photographers. So of course that caught my eye. I started to read down through there. I'm not going to play the video. It's a 14-minute video, so I think we'll skip that. Because we have Canon users that probably don't give a crap about the Nikon Z8, which I don't know why, but anyhow. One of the things that caught my eye, and one of the things that I know is a issue with mirrorless cameras in general, is battery life. So as I scroll down through here, there's a section on battery life, and this guy isn't a reviewer as far as this is a test and it's 100% accurate. But what I caught in here was I spent 2 full days shooting burst with well over 1,000 shots a day, and I needed to swap the battery once each day. So 1,000 shots on a mirrorless camera, in my opinion, is pretty high.
Well, that's pretty good.
And he said certainly a Nikon Z9 would have gone a full day and more before needing a pit stop. But with a few extra batteries in a camera bag, he thinks that the Z8 would handle most photo jobs. So I'm pretty impressed with that. As far as a mirrorless,
So a Z8 is for those who can't afford a Z9.
pretty much is kind of like the idea that the Z8 is for those that can't afford the Z9. Now the Z8 is boasting some really good stuff right now. Buffer rates are great. The other thing I noticed was autofocus. He said he thinks that the Z8 focuses better than a Z9. He's used both. and it's got some stuff in it that's built into it that's pretty cool. I'm not going to get real into the thing here, but Margie, there's a picture for you.
I know, so cute.
But he feels like the Z8's better. There's been some issues or some people saying that the Z8's doing a little overheating. He did not come across that as far as an issue. So a lot of stuff. I'm obviously going to sit down and finish reading this whole article because I didn't get to read it all. And I'll post a link to it in the chats eventually this evening. That way everyone can see it. But it looks like it's a pretty darn good camera coming from Nikon. I don't know. I can't remember what the price is offhand, but it's considerably cheaper than a Z9.
It's about $1,000 cheaper.
That's considerably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Saw something below that said 4,000, but I didn't catch which one it was.
Yeah, I can't. I know the Z9 is like $5,000 for the body. I know that. I don't see anything here right offhand. So anyhow, Z9 or Z8 rather is a new camera that Nikon's dropped, and it's getting really good reviews of the stuff that I've seen so far on it. All right. Next thing that Jim gave me was Zeiss has left the photo industry. Report updated. According to new report, Zeiss appears poised to fully exit the photography industry this year and will cease production of cameras and lenses.
Actually, Brian, there was a follow-up on DP Review. You know, DP Review has been bought by Gear something, the company, and they had a follow-up saying that Zeiss is not quitting the market, but it's going to limit what it makes.
Okay. Well, that's a better sound than them quitting. The company did not respond to them asking questions. So we'll have to kind of keep an eye on that one as far as whether or not that's going to happen or not.
And the price for your Z8 is starting at $4,000.
Starting at $4,000? Okay.
Yes. $399,995.
$39.99.95. Well, that's pretty much $4,000. I know you can buy them at YM Camera. Okay, so we talked about this. We watched some videos on Photoshop's new generative fill tool. And this is an article on photographers, all the wild things people are doing with the generative fill. And I'm not a huge fan of this. I don't know what the deal is. Anybody knows that's Nirvana. They put $1 in there. I don't know. I don't know. I'm just not excited about this generative fill crap.
I'm not here.
I don't know if you guys are or not, but to me, it's
Nope.
Whatever. I disagree with it. We'll put it that way. So who owns a photo expanded by Adobe Generative Fill? Again, I have not read this article, but I think it's an article would be interesting to see, interesting to read. Is the new photo covered by copyright protection of images that use of the image used at the center? Basically, if a person took one of your photos and used generative fill to create a larger picture, would they be able to claim it as
New
art? That's a good question. It really is.
Well, we did it before they had that, and we claimed it as art. The same way when we do different layers and compositives and etc., we claim that as art.
But I think what they were saying is if somebody took your photo and did it generative fill around your photo and said that that was there.
Yeah, no, that don't work,
Yeah, no.
if that's what they meant by it. And really, it's part of AI and it's part of my art is what it'll end up being, because isn't that not so much somebody else taking it, but I believe we had at the last meeting a video on that where they can put a tree there in that field. Am I correct?
Yeah.
So you're using somebody else's, well, like AI, you know, and filling it in.
Oh, I have a question. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, how different is it, or is it different than, say, sky replacement? I have a picture I took, it's got a dull, flat sky. It would otherwise be a great picture if I went up into Photoshop and used sky replacement. It's not something well, the nice part about what they have there is you can go out and take pictures of clouds and then put them in that file, or something similar, landscapes. You can put that in there and then make that a background. But basically, my question is something like sky replacement that's in Photoshop, which is similar to AI, is that a regenerative fill? Or is that defined by something that goes out around the photograph?
You're right.
Oh,
It is not our artwork we're putting in there if we're using someone's else sky within our
potentially.
photo.
Potentially, you have a beautiful sky that you've put in Adobe's system, and it shows up in sky replacement in my computer, and I
Right.
go, oh, I like that sky. I'll put it in my system, and then hey, now I'll take this one down and see if I can win a contest with it, something like that.
Yeah, but that's your sky that you put in there.
Oh,
I'm
that's your
talking
sky that I put in my photograph.
Oh, my sky you put in, no, don't you
Yeah.
do that.
It's going to raise a lot of really interesting legal
And
and
you go, hey, that's my sky.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's going to be something that's as Linda just said, it's going to raise a lot of questions, a lot of concerns, a lot of issues over over this new stuff. So we'll kind of keep an eye on what's going on. But basically, what I just read here was that if you would use a picture that's yours and use the AI generation to add stuff to the picture, the only part of it that can actually be copyrighted is the part that was yours from the beginning.
Hmm.
And the example that they use is that there was a person that wrote a comic and used AI to generate all the pictures, but the words were theirs. The Copyright Office copyrighted the words, but not the pictures of the comic. So it's something that the Copyright Office is going to have to.
It's going to go to court.
Yeah, it's going to go to court before they figure it out, and they're going to have to adjust as things change. And the problem is that it's changing so fast, I can't keep up with it.
Yeah.
So,
but everything I've seen about stuff that's generated by AI, it can't be copyrighted because it wasn't generated by a human.
Right, and that's pretty much what they're saying is that according to the rules for the Copyright Office at this point was that it had the part that's being copyrighted has to have been, as DL just said, generated by a human. The part that's generated by a computer, they can't copyright.
And you get a little bit deeper into that. I can take that tree that AI has put into my photo, but I can manipulate that tree. I can change the color. I can make a new limb or something on it. Then what?
You can
Is
cut
that
it down.
that might be the easy way to do it?
If
But you
AI
see-
were to generate an image and you were to go and to do something to it, you contributed to it. So now it's yours.
Okay.
I'm thinking that I'm kind of seeing it this way without knowing any better. I might be dead wrong. But my understanding is it's like an image pool where thousands and thousands of people have contributed their images just to a bank, an image bank, and they're releasing those images into this bank, and then you and I come along and we reach into that bank to take something that looks good to complement what we're doing. And so they've already, it's to me, it's sort of like they already waived it. They just put it in,
Well,
everybody gets it pool.
It
That-
doesn't quite work that way.
that was true at the beginning. At this point, though, it doesn't work that way anymore.
Hmm.
The
That's
the
never
stuff
worked
that
that
is
way. What it's done is it's gone out and it's looked at a bunch of images like you would look at a bunch of images. Now you have those images in your head and you can use that inspiration to create something new. It may look a lot like what it had seen before, but it's still creating all that.
Yeah.
It's using the elements of things it's seen to create something new.
You know, in just another one popped into my head here. In Photoshop, you have actions, right? And if you go, anybody uses actions, if you go into actions, there is production and there are custom actions that you can choose from. And different people use their talents, and then Adobe collected what they thought was appropriate for a given version, and they put them in there, and then you go and use those actions. So you have a beautiful photograph that you took, and you try to transform it a step up by making it into a fine art looking painting of some kind. So you use the action that somebody else um, put in there.
Yeah,
My
templates.
question is, is that any different from AI? Because I use frames all the time. I sit back and I click it and I just watch that go to work. It just tears through it, making a beautiful frame. If I don't like it, I find another one or I change its shape. There's different things that I can do with it, but I'm modifying a work that maybe somebody else actually put in there.
But yeah, but the thing is, you're talking about modifying someone else's work. AI is not actually doing someone else's work; it's doing it itself.
Okay.
So it's generate when you tell AI to generate like this picture that's on the screen right now with Adele in it, Adele 21. It says,
Yeah.
If I told AI to put the smoke in that picture, which is probably what was what happened here, AI decided what the smoke was going to look like. It didn't pick a picture and give it to you. It built it itself.
It decided on its own.
Yes. So the generation of the smoke wasn't, I'll go grab a picture and that's free over here and give it to you. It made it. It decided what it was going to look like, and it made it itself.
And that sounds familiar because a couple of weeks ago, when there was a demonstration of it. There was a model, and she had different clothes on, different earrings. If you didn't like the earrings, he showed if he didn't like those earrings, he found another pair of earrings to put on her.
Right. So, but it wasn't picking a picture from somewhere else. It was generating that from information that it knows about what looks like an earring.
He just selected ears and said earrings.
Right.
Yeah. And if he didn't like it, he asked it again.
Yep. So, yeah, it's not actually pulling a picture, it's making a picture out of its own information. So I don't know. It's interesting. All right, next thing on here. A photographer's journey capturing the beautiful violence of the ocean. Okay. That's a pretty awesome picture right there.
I'm glad I wasn't there with the photographer.
I like these. I see these a lot, and I think they do a lot of them. They do from right in the ocean with the stuff that's going on. That's pretty cool. I can't tell. That almost looks like snow.
Milk.
Yeah.
Looks like beach. With shrubs on the beach.
What?
That's for. Now there's scale. That's the beautiful.
Look at that. What's going on up here in the corner? Is those birds actually in the water? Is that a bird or is he flying? I can't tell. Well, it looks like he's flying if I get closer. I'm blind, so I can't see anymore.
Eyes.
There you go. I like cat. Okay. Well, that's the end of that. Those are pretty cool.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see what else we got here. Landscape photo competition celebrates the rugged beauty of Scotland. I wonder why Jim picked this one. Had he been to Ireland,
Yeah, I
or
wonder.
Scotland
Yeah.
recently? I don't know.
Yeah, he did. I think he went to United Kingdom, Ireland, and Scotland, and all of that.
Yeah.
But then so did Angel. So maybe confusing the two. Yeah.
That's not a picture you think of when you think of over that way.
That from Scotland?
I would assume it said they're from Scotland, didn't it?
No,
Rugged
it says
beauty of
Scotland.
Scotland.
Yeah.
No, I'm going to assume that would be Scotland. Kind of like that one. That's pretty neat there.
That looks like buffalo.
Like I said, it looks like a picture you can take in Pittsburgh in the wintertime.
Yeah.
Can't take that one in Pittsburgh. That one's cool.
Oh, I like that minimalist one.
That one there. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I like that. Although it looks a little crooked. We were critiquing it. I think it leans a little
Yeah.
bit right.
It's old.
That's reminiscent of it just needs a couple more happy trees and that could be a Bob Ross painting. You take that today.
Yeah,
I was
Here.
gonna say
and
the,
yesterday.
the Canadian smoke got over there.
Yep.
All right, that's the bottom of that one. There's some nice pictures in there.
Yeah, a couple.
Couple. All right, the amazing aerial photos from the Drone Photo Awards of 2023. This should be interesting. Maybe, maybe not. We'll see. That's a lot of people in one place.
Looks like a computer board with food on it.
I hate Google
Yeah.
Ads. What's that there?
Yeah, that looks weird.
I'm assuming it's like a park of some sort. This looks like a little hockey thing or hockey or soccer under that. Looks like basketball.
Tennis or something, yeah.
Oh, it says playground. I guess that's what it is. Duh. Sleeping giant. There's an elephant taking a nap.
What? Wait a second.
Elephants only
Oh,
lay
it
down to
is.
take a nap when they're extremely tired.
Yeah,
Normally they sleep upright. Those look like the elephants that traveled through all those countries a while back.
Yep.
so cute.
There's a crazy guy.
It's your word.
I'll tell you what, your eye goes straight to him, though.
It's kind of hard to miss that yellow blob.
Yeah, no.
It's like cut and paste.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Stickers.
Now that's cool.
Yeah.
I like that. That's very neat.
Oh,
The
really?
exhausted lungs of Earth.
wow. Yeah, I like that one.
That's the Colorado River Basin. That's kind of interesting. I think I've seen that in another thing somewhere. Because there's
Looks like
it's
it's
a
floating in
wedding
s-
photographer.
Oh, neat.
Yep. Pretty neat. It's different when you fly a drone and you get up in the air and look straight down at something. It's definitely a different view of stuff. Even stuff that just, it's just everyday things. Then you look at it from 2 or 3 or 400 feet in the air. It's completely different.
Are you still using your drone?
Yeah, I had it out the other day flying it a little bit. The world's first AI photographer undercuts real photographers. Cut out the need for expensive photographers by providing a cost-effective way to generate all manner of images for the user.
How nice.
Not interested. With the pro plan, you get 1,000 photos per month, so about 10 regular photo shoots, which means $2,500 to $15,000 if it were real photo shoots. So about 100 times to 500 times cheaper. Wow. The pro plan costs $29 a month, allowing users to generate 1,000 photos. Not interested. It's a shame that that's the way things are
Going.
Well, they always leave out mentioning ROI, return on investment.
Yep.
what do you get back in dollars for the work you do?
An article here with photographers may have to embrace AI whether they want to or not.
Yeah.
Again, I didn't read this. I'm not. I will read it later, but I'm not. I'm not sure I'm going to have to embrace it whether they want me to or not. I may not. So I'll post these. Look at this other one here. DP review saved. Hey, that's what someone was just mentioning about there.
Yeah.
Gear Patrol acquires the publication from Amazon. I was sad to see that this was going away. I've used this for years, so I'm glad that someone is going to keep it. I hope they don't destroy it or change it too much. I thought it was a really good base of information. And if you never looked at it, you were missing out on something. Especially if you're thinking about buying a new camera there or a new lens or something. They had some really good
Reviews.
Yeah, in my opinion, non-bias reports on their stuff. I think it was pretty much straight up. This is what it is, and this is what we think of it. This is how it tested, kind of stuff. So, all right, that was all the news that Jim sent me. So I'm going to stop my sharing, and we are back. And I guess we're going to turn it over to Marty at this point. Or do we have tips and tricks tonight?
Yes, that's Rex.
Rex is tonight too?
No,
Are we gonna look at Desert Death Valley?
Hello? I'm sorry. That's Dennis. I'm looking at Dennis and saying Rex. I'm sorry.
Okay. Did you want to do your tips and tricks?
We look alike.
Or whatever it was you were going to do? Or
Yeah, sure.
okay. All right, Marty, you got a few more minutes.
That's okay. I'm pulling it all up, so that's
All right.
Rex, how many pair of glasses are you wearing?
Let me get
Somebody say how many pair of glasses I'm wearing. 3.
So what I offered to do was call a selection of photos from Death Valley from our trips there and share those, my favorites, so to speak, without any particular curation. So there's not any real rhyme or reason for what I'm going to show you, except I like them. And I put it in a Lightroom slideshow. And it'll last maybe 6 minutes, 7 minutes. Ask questions if you like. And Lightroom's going to do this little number here. So it did work fine when I tried it the first time. There we go. Great. Death Valley National Park, and I think it's 99% all from Death Valley. There's a couple of flyers that I left in there, and you all know that Death Valley is in California, next to Nevada, very close to your home base. To get there, if you're going to fly, is Las Vegas, and then it's 2 to 4 hours, depending on how you go, to get to the various points of Death Valley. This is a topographical map. The green area on the right is Death Valley. The green area on the left is the Sierra Nevada mountain range. And that little valley that runs between them is Route 395 in California. It was a lot of interest in the 1920s, and it did not become a park until 1994. And Barb and I have been there, I think, 3 different times during our retired era. We stay at Stovepipe Wells, and Michael Gordon has been our guide. So I'm just going to let this run, and the selection criteria was I have worked on them all, so they get a pick flag. And this is one that's the road to Las Vegas, to Death Valley from Las Vegas. And this is the road into Death Valley. So it's mountainous and quite dynamic. It's a photographer's heaven. This is some mountains illuminated specifically by a nice light beam that I thought made an interesting photo. This is one of the few color ones, and through a window, framed by a window in an old building that I thought was kind of interesting. You do get, it's been mined and developed and undeveloped, and there's a lot of this ancillary stuff laying around. This is an Ubi crater, sunrise. Very dramatic sunrises at times. And this is Ubi crater. It was a volcano. It's an ash volcano, not a lava volcano. And that little person is my spouse. So I thought gave it a nice perspective. Erosion pattern at the Ubi crater. I sort of liked. We spent, I think, three visits to Ubi crater. And you get a lot of these erosion patterns that are you just want to photograph them. I mean, you photograph them so much, you have too many. And this is an interesting one, this nice ribbon effect, the erosion pattern, side lit. These are in the morning, early, as is this one, a little wider angle view, a little more background to it. This is a Garaberry Point, and that's looking at the valley in Death Valley, bracketed by those two pillars on the left and right. This is Zabriskie Point, which is one of the most fascinating places to visit. The photography opportunities are endless, and it's overwhelming. I mean, all you want to do is, you take photographs and you end up with hundreds. And it just overwhelms you. Easy to get to. You can drive to it. You got to walk up a little hill. The main sites are easier to get to. Ubi crater is easy to get to. Some of the more obscure ones where you need four-wheel drive, then it's a challenge because you don't want to take your Ford and have tires cut by rocks. This is a waterfall in Death Valley. I'll remember the name of it later. And it's about a mile off the road. You have to climb over some rocks. I couldn't get into the water, so I've still got some background to it. Side lit bush in the morning. This is a ruin of a borax factory. 20 Mule Team Borax. You all remember that from Sunday Night TV. That's where they took the borax to process it. And I don't have a photo of the 20 Mule Team, but I do have a photo of the wheel of the wagon. This is off of Dante's Point, which you can drive to. Looking at on the left is Badlands, on the right is Cotton Ball Basin. Another sunrise at Mosaic Canyon, very close to Stovepipe Wells lodging. And this is the walkway into the canyon. As you might expect, there are a lot of rocks, and sometimes you get this fascinating, you take photos of the rocks, which I do, and this is one, there's another one that shows some of the striations. These are more satisfying personally than I think anybody's interested in them, but I have quite a few. This is the Badwater Basin, and these little structures grow over time and make these fascinating hexagonal patterns. And this one I left the sun in, which I thought turned out pretty well. I liked it. a little less, a little more encompassing view. And these patterns are just fascinating. You can walk out and you see a person on the center left that's walked out. This is Artist Canyon. And you have a lot of different minerals in this canyon wall, which gives you dramatic colors. That's actually what it is. This is a straight down view from 6 feet up of some water, salt structures with water flowing through it, making these patterns. This is Cotton Ball Basin with this water pool reflecting the mountains in the back. This is, I mean, you think there's no water in Death Valley, which is not true. It's brackish, but the water flowing amongst the sand makes these little piles, which made an interesting photograph. And this is an Inyo mine. There are a lot of small mines, old ones, deserted ones, that you, with the right vehicle and know-how, you can get to and photograph as much as you like. Another mine. This is, this is like the 30s or 40s. It's a gas engine on the right. And these people brought all the water they needed in and would carry the ore out to get it processed and sold. Fascinating piece of history. The Zabriskie is the one iconic photo location. This is Mesquite Dunes, the other very iconic photo location. And you do have to know where to go. You don't go where the national park pull off is. You got to go down the road and then inland to find the high up locations to shoot from. This one, I think you've seen before. I've shared that before. And that was fairly straightforward. It was 70 to a 200 millimeter, pretty straightforward to obtain, and it's easy to process. This is looking back towards the road, away from the dunes, and you just get these fascinating patterns. Abandoned cars, lots of them. Say an old Ford. Another mine, that's a processing vat. They would have put the ore in to extract from it. It's quite desolate. Abandoned.
Metal.
Yeah. This is easy to get to. It's 100 yards off the highway.
Dennis, what metal are they mining?
Some gold, copper. These are charcoal ovens. And I got this view to the back, mountains in the background, which I thought would be more dramatic. It didn't turn out like I'd hoped. And this is Peter Garaberry's little encampment where he lived and mined gold. Another view of Pete's mine. There's barb up there, and therefore left up on the ridge on the left. Old abandoned ladder, which was bleached, and I thought would make a pretty good photo. And it's okay against the darker background. One of my achievements was to get these star patterns with the sun behind the mine structure, which I thought was pretty neat. This is from Garaberry Point, looking west from the valley. And you just get some interesting surface interactions. Cotton Ball Basin, not very far from Stovepipe Wells, and this is it's water and it's salt and it forms this river that I thought made a pretty decent photograph. I think you've seen that before, and I think this is all I have. Yeah, so that's an overview.
That was awesome. Thank you.
Really, I really enjoyed those photos.
What's
And
that?
I enjoyed you getting into what the photos were about too.
Yeah.
That gives you an idea on the tips and the tricks for those who have not done it yet.
Yeah,
Everybody goes out and takes photos. Just show us some of your photos.
yeah.
You know, it's very interesting.
Yeah, thanks.
You know, if you have a birthday party for your G kid, then take photos of it and just whatever. It doesn't matter. Within reason.
Those
Dennis,
erosion,
Dennis,
those erosion rivets, were they in the ash? Was that the ash part? The rivets?
No. Hold on. See if I can get it back.
Very nice, Dennis.
Thanks.
I have a question about the skies.
Yeah,
Do you emphasize the sky's darkness, or is it just the way when you complete your exposure it looks like that?
I emphasize it.
Yeah, okay.
I darken the blue channel.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I might put with the new Lightroom tools, you can do those linear gradients. I might do that. This is what you see, the white part is salt or salt-like mineral.
Mm-hmm.
And so the water flows down and as it evaporates, drops the salt and it makes, and whatever the lie of the land is the pattern you get.
Mm-hmm.
And on the left, you get these they're not organic, but they like grow. And they have this coarse structure to them. And it will all go away when the valley floods. And it'll start again. So the hexagonal patterns at the Badwater Basin will disappear. And over years, and it doesn't, maybe 10 years, 5 years, 20 years, it will grow back. And it's not very well understood. I don't think it's understood at all. But it makes for some great photographs.
You're really beautiful exposure.
Yeah,
Cover everything. You've got the whole shades of gray in there.
yeah.
Beautifully done. Even the
And I do find it's mentally it's fascinating. Every time I go back and look at them, I want to change something.
Mhm.
They don't ever seem to be done.
Yeah. Really, really nice work.
Yeah, it is nice.
So I think that was 5 or 10 minutes.
Thank you, Dennis.
You're welcome. Anytime.
Okay. Now it's your turn, Marty.
Marty, she's looking around. Oh, she's got her mic off.
Okay. All right, I'm gonna try this to see if it works. Because I have two monitors going, so I'm not sure which one it's gonna show up. So I might have to move things around. So let me try. Oh, screen one. Sure. Okay. Do you see a kaleidoscope?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. So we're going to talk about kaleidoscopes today. And they're fairly easy. I mean, I kind of researched it all and came up with my own way of doing it. So this is one that I came up with. Hold on, let me get this bar out of my way.
See, I'm not the only one with that stupid bar.
I know.
It's always in a way.
Oh, there. I'll just move it over there to the other screen. All right. So you have to, when you're trying to do a kaleidoscope, you have to find a photo that has, it can have color. I've done the black and white, like with snow and branches, but you want lines and kind of crazy lines. Like flowers don't work very well unless they're part of like a vine or something. So I have several different ones that I did. And then you can switch these around before you flatten it. So if you don't like this, then you just change it. So what I did first, let me just go and find my photo. Yeah, see, that won't work because it's just, I mean, there's lines and stuff, but it won't work. So you have to pick something and that won't work. I tried. So something like this. And of course, this is a stock photo. But I like it because it has all these colors. And then, of course, the tree, because I love trees. The crazier and the bendier they are, the better it works. So we're just going to crop a square. And up here, you want it to be a 1-to-1 ratio. So it's a square crop. And then you can make it smaller, bigger, whatever you want to do. And you kind of just select where you want to go. And I think I want up here this time. A little bigger. After you've done this a while, you kind of figure out what will work and what won't work. So I think I want to do this. Okay. Well, hold on 1 second. I forgot to do something. Let's undo that. Undo that. Undo that. I didn't know I had so many things I had to undo. Hold on. I know there's a way to do it, a shortcut, but this is how I'm doing it. Maybe. Or not. Okay. I'm not going to worry about it. All right. We're going to go.
Are you trying to make the clip or you're trying to cut it?
No, I wanted to start over, but that's all right.
Okay.
I
just wanted to hit.
Yeah, there's my clip.
Yeah,
all right. I wanted to make a duplicate layer first, but I didn't, so whatever. So what you're going to do now, you have your 1-to-1. So now I need a canvas. So you're going to go up and you are going to do a canvas. And of course it put it over here. So let's bring it back over here. Okay, so then I want to do percent. And I'm going to do 200% so I get enough space to do my kaleidoscope. And then I'm going to anchor it to the upper left. You can anchor it to whatever corner you want, but I do that one. And then I hit OK. And so it gives me a canvas. There. Is that big enough for everybody to see?
Yes.
Because I don't like to work it too big because then I have trouble seeing where I'm going with this. So then I just duplicate layer, layer, layer. Now, if you go on YouTube, it'll tell you all different ways to do it, but I found this is probably the easiest way to do it. And then what I need to do is move my photo around on the square, the canvas over here. So what I like to do is I'm going to shut these off. And this, I'm going to work on this one. So I'm going to bring it over. Yep, no, I'm not. Oh, come on. I forgot to hit the move button. Dang it. All right, so now I'm not going to do that. All right, did I screw it up? I did.
Marty,
Yes, ma'am.
if you bring up the history panel, then you can just, if you want to go back, you can go back to wherever you want to go.
Where's my history? Oh, here it is. Okay. So.
Or you can go back wherever you want to go back to.
Oh, well, that helps. Thank you. I don't want to crop. I want to move. I always do that. And half the time I forget to put my little highlight over here so I know what I'm doing. Okay, so now I can move it. And I want to make sure that it lines up with those pink lines. Now you see it's not going to work this way, so I have to flip this image around. So go into edit, transform, and I always forget which way to flip it. So we're just going to flip it that way. Oh, I did it right. And so that's part of my kaleidoscope. So now I'm going to shut off this layer and this layer. And then I'm going to bring this one down. And this one over here. And of course, oh yeah, I'm going to flip this one again. Okay. So edit, transform. And I'm probably not right. Nope. Okay. So you can see I have two that are not connecting. So, oh, yeah. So I need to flip those even further. So transform, away. And oh, see, now I'm gonna have to move them. But they're so easy to, oh shoot, see, I almost did it again. I'm cheating. All right, so there is one kaleidoscope that you can do. And if you don't like that, then you can rotate them and change it up. So I did this, get rid of those, and I just rotate it, transform, rotate clockwise. This one, I'm going to do counterclockwise. Oh, I'm passing it. I think I did it the right way. Counterclockwise. Then when you put the, oh, see? I didn't do it right, sorry. But anyways, you can kind of work with it and keep going. That one's not right. And you can just change it. I mean, you don't even have to do a kaleidoscope, but let's see, I have to go counterclockwise. Oh, one more time. Probably should have did 180 and then it would have worked. But see, now you get a different.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of like, you can kind of mess with it and change it. And if you don't like it, just delete it. So this is one I did here. And again, I went in and then I changed like the tone and the, just to get different colors because it was just black and white photo. Oh, that's that tree that I did. Okay, so I don't want that one anymore. Oh no, I don't want to save changes. Anyways, any questions?
This one was 2x2. Do you ever go bigger, like 4x4?
Sure, you can do that. And I actually wanted to do that with this. So what you're going to do is you're going to flatten this, merge
Oh, and do
layers.
a 4x4. Oh, clever.
You can merge your layers. Okay. Oh, did I get them all? Oh, I didn't.
One is Control E, the other one is Control Shift E, takes them all. Control Shift E.
All right. Oh, no, I don't want that one. Oh,
With the,
my
with the
goodness.
top one illuminated.
All right, stop. There we go.
Got it.
Merge layers. Okay, there we go. So now I can take this, go back into my canvas, canvas size, and I can change it again. And so it was 200, so 200 again. That'll make it 400. Right? Sounds right to me.
Wow.
All right, view. I gotta go back. Zoom out. Okay. So, okay. Here we go. I'm not very good at Photoshop, so bear with me.
You're
You're doing fine.
very well. Very well.
Yeah.
It's not my thing. Okay, there we go. So now what I'm going to do is duplicate layers again. And I know there's an easier way to do that, but I think it's Control J, isn't it? All right. So then I'm just going to move my things again. So move it over. Where are you? You're up here, so move you down. And which one are you? All right. Trying to figure out which one I need to move. I get confused. All right, let's try that one. But nope.
And you make layers if you name them as you make them.
I know. Ah, there it is. There. Okay. There. So you get a whole different view.
It's neat.
And you could probably make it bigger and bigger and bigger. And then you can twist it around and twirl it. Make the light bands go this way instead of this way. And it would give you another photo altogether. With this one, I can just rotate one way. So let's give it a try, shall we? Oh my goodness. It gets addicting. It really does. I went the other up. This one. And usually I move them so I know which way to.
Another way is you just rotate the whole shooting match on one side and you get a new top and bottom.
Well, you could do that. You could do a rotation. But this is more fun for me to learn how to do this.
I don't know what you're doing is different. It's producing a different result than just turning it.
Yeah, so the other bottom one. It makes me use my this one was pretty easy because you could just hit the same direction and it doesn't really matter because it's pretty uniform. So there's a different look there. So anyways, I think I liked it the other way personally, but I think I like the lighter stripes going horizontal. But anyways,
And flatten it and rotate it.
Yeah, I was gonna say the same thing.
I know, but I
Look to the history and go back there too.
yeah, I just go and like so I mean you can change your look of your kaleidoscope too. So where's my other? So this is, oh, that was the original. Hold on, there's another one. Where's my other one at? Oh, that's the tree. Wow, okay, let's get rid of them. Get rid of that. Don't want that. It's too much. Oh, here it is. Oh, no, I did another of those orange ones. Oh my goodness, where'd it go? Well, I must have lost it. But anyways, I can make this one different again. So did you like that?
That was neat. I've never played with Photoshop, so
You know,
Oh, I hate Photoshop, but
No, it's a
but I
lot
like
of
this.
fun. It's a lot of fun.
But I like doing this.
Yeah.
So
you know, if you, I think that you could actually create an action, and then each time you brought a different image
Yeah.
to the action, and then you set the action to go on it. If you did what you just did with that first one, and you had turned on the actions first, and then when you did your last step, turn the actions off, next time you wanted to do one of these, you could bring it into the desktop, and then you could turn on the action for that kaleidoscope. You could call it kaleidoscope 1 or whatever you want, and then just sit back. Just sit back and watch it tear through everything you were doing and create it, clear up to its turn off.
so okay.
Would that be considered AI?
It would be very personal AI.
Yeah. You're doing great, Marty. Photoshop just practice,
I
practice,
know.
practice, and you.
Oh, I know. That's why I said I'd rather go over here and do it step by step, because the more I do it, the more I'm going to learn it. So
Yeah, and that's really the way to do it.
Yeah, you're too modest. It's very, very good what you're doing.
Yeah,
Yeah, you are.
and we all have a, I could probably not the kaleidoscope, but doing the layers and et cetera, and where you're going with the transform tool. I may do it one way. Rex may do it in one way.
oh, there
You
were
may
so many.
do it
Yeah,
the
there were
another way.
like I said, this is not even a way that I watched do it. I just came up with this
Yeah,
myself. So,
and that's fun, creating stuff like this on your
yeah,
own using
yeah.
Photoshop. That to me is fun.
All right, let's check this one. It does get addicting.
Yeah, it does. You'll lose yourself.
I sat up until midnight doing this last night.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4. So anyway, and like I like to spin it around. So if I did an action, it would only do it one way, and then I'd have to go back and redo it because I.
No, but you could, once you knew how to do the actions, you could do 4 actions.
Oh, okay.
And you try it, each of the 4 possibilities.
Right. Okay.
Well, Rex is right. You turn that on, it's pretty straightforward.
Yeah. Or
But
YouTube.
I learned about the percentage size increase, which I had no idea existed.
Oh, awesome.
It is awesome.
So I taught somebody something.
Yeah, and the corner, put the first one in the corner. Both of those are really useful tips.
Right.
They're simple enough. Maybe I'll remember them.
Yeah, it is. So And remember to undo your move, your selection. Oh, crap, see? Okay, you said go to history, right?
Yep. And figure out where you want to go.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, just hit one of them. I mean, you're not going to lose anything unless you.
Nope, it won't let me.
Yeah, by the way, with Photoshop.
Oh,
you
yeah,
have to be
it's,
Careful
there
how
you go.
many, with Photoshop, you have to be careful how many moves you set in your history. Because
Yeah, but you can set a ton of them.
Mhm.
Well, how do I get rid of it then?
What do you mean?
Just go back, just go back.
So if I wanted this crap and I deleted the layer, but it didn't do what I wanted it to do. Oh,
What do you want it to do?
all right, I just want to start over.
Go back
Well,
to
go up
open,
there to
back to
open.
open.
Oh,
Go
okay.
Yeah,
back.
right there.
Oh, okay. So I click on that. I don't. Okay, I was trying to hit these little check marks and get rid of it.
Now, if you select that open,
Okay.
Then you can start over. But once you start over, all of that stuff
It's
down
gone.
below disappears.
Oh, okay. All right. See, I thought you had to check this little box and then
no,
hit
no, no,
delete.
No.
no.
Okay. All right. So
Just go to the crop step and see.
yeah, so I want to go here. That's where I wanted to go. Okay, so then what do I do? Just stop there. So if this is where I want to be,
Yep, just start going to what you want to do, and I think it'll just overlay.
Remember, yeah, and the crop will disappear if you start from here. Whatever's below that is gonna, you'll no longer be able to get into.
okay, like that. So I can do this now.
Yeah.
And I check. So always do your little move thing, not your crop thing.
There you go. It's
Yeah, so
watching it's watching what you're doing. It's recording it.
okay. All right. So that makes more sense. See, I'm learning too. So oh, nope, got that one.
What I was saying is in your preferences, there's going to be a number of history steps
Right.
that you need to, that is set by default,
Right.
but you can change it. And mistakes that I have made is setting it for like 5, and then after about 10 or 11, go, oh, I can't.
Yeah. I have mine way up there in my history.
You set it for 100.
Yeah.
Hmm. Oh my goodness. So it's the whole turning this thing around. It's like crazy.
Well, what about a free transform? Click on the one you want and free transform it and turn it wherever you want to go.
Oh, I guess I could.
Works.
Well, it doesn't do it the way I want it to.
Now you'd have to invert it.
Yeah.
You have to go a left-right flip.
Oh, yeah.
Then the trunks would match.
Yeah, so I don't want to do that anymore, okay? So I'm going to use my thing over here again. Go to, oh, stop it.
You're in free transform. You got to
You
get
have
out
to-
of that.
you have to hit enter.
Oh.
Either hit enter or hit the check mark below it.
Well, we're learning together on this part. Yeah. Oh, anyways, you know what I'm doing here. So I just wanted to see what this one would look like if I do this. Where's this one at? There we go. We'll just
Sort of like a Rubik's Cube.
It is. It is. And then there's bottom left. Ah, this tree is not doing its thing here. All right. So now I'm really messed up. All right. So anyways, I'll get it. You can go ahead, do your tips and trips or whatever. I'm going to finish this and I'll bring it back up. I'm going to stop sharing now. There
Okay.
you go.
Yeah, thank you, Marty.
Thank you, Marty.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
I'll show you when I'm finished.
Good. That was very good.
Yeah, it is.
Beth is here
Oh,
and
okay.
she is going to be happy to say for me to say that I have not showed her videos yet. So yeah, she messaged me and said, I hope you did not show my horrible videos. So she's here and now it's her turn. Okay, Beth, it's all you.
Okay. Give me a sec. I'm going to try to show some stuff in Photoshop Elements. So let me get it opened in the background because it takes forever to open on my screen. And then, all right. Ooh, recently edited file. Yes, I like that. Okay. I'm just going to open it like that. All right. Back to my other screen. Share screen, desktop 2. Share. Okay, are you guys seeing
Yes.
Yeah,
a yellow iris?
it's,
Yep.
it's half the picture, half the frame. It's half the screen.
Yeah, but do you and you see like blue sky
Oh, yes, yes.
and
yes.
stuff on the other side?
And
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Because there will be stuff that pops up on that side, and I have to shrink this down. Otherwise, it pops up on my other screen, and then you can't see it. Now, in Elements, I don't honestly, it's been so long since I've used full Photoshop that I don't even remember what the full version can do. But in Elements, and this is what I use it for the most, under Filter, you've got all of these cool things to play with in Artistic and Blur and brush strokes and Sketch and stuff like that. And so when you pull up, I don't know, for some reason I always go to watercolor and it doesn't really look watercolory to me. But this is plastic wrap. And you've got a bunch of different things that you can choose in here. And it'll render and make it look different. Let's see if I can make it any bigger. No, not really. Yeah, a little bit. But you can mess with the different settings in here and get different effects in there. And each one has its own different things. And it depends mostly on your RAM, how quickly it renders. But so you can make it look as artsy and strange as you want. And you can see the difference between the one on the right is the altered and the one on the left is how it used to look. I'm going to change. It's not going to let me, is it? Crap. Because whatever color you have selected over here for the bottom one, when you go to neon glow, it's going to be some version of that plus whatever glow color you select. Yeah, it wasn't enough of a difference, but you can get some pretty cool artsy effects if you do something in some of these. And you can add a texture to things. Stained glass is actually kind of fun to play with. And you can make the border different. Change the intensity of the light in the background, which can all look really cool. Let's see, what was, I think, remember which one. There was one that I was able to play with and make it actually look kind of watercolory. But believe it or not, the watercolor one doesn't, to me, look really like a watercolor.
Yeah.
And I don't know why. But
It always seems darkish.
yeah. And it just, I don't know, that's not how a watercolor would really look.
Even when you try to brighten it,
an
it only
iris.
has a certain level of brightness that it'll go for.
Maybe, I don't know. But I know that the one request was to make how to make things look like a painting. And I know that there are ways to make things look like oil, but Elements doesn't have that. I think that's something that maybe you can do in full
Photoshop.
Photoshop. I'm not sure.
It looks like you have all the filters that we have in the full version.
Okay.
Looks like it all.
Some of these under texture are kind of more fun to play with too. And I think that in the stained glass, I think that the lines that it puts in between are the color that you have for the top color. So if you flipped it and had black, then I think you get black in the, for the lines in between. But you can get some really, really weird, funky effects. And you can get just artsy effects too. And it really depends on what you want.
One of the tests that I've done is when I get an effect that I think I like. Well, first of all, I'll use Control J, so I have a layered image. I have a copy of the image before I go into filters, and then I go into filters and I find what I like. And I've even tried saying OK to a particular filter, and then go back and use the percent control to raise and lower that percent, and then go back and get another filter and add that and see what that does. So
Yeah.
you can go 2, 3, 4. You can spend a lot of time experimenting with images, and once in a while I come up with something I like.
And I think experimentation is really the key for all of the artistic end of things.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's what works on one may not work on something else too.
True. Mm-hmm.
Like Ocean Ripple actually kind of looks a little bit like a painting to me. And it's definitely got more of an impressionistic look. And then the other, I mean, you guys know I use On1 for most stuff anyway, but I use On1 to do a lot of the like textures in the background and a lot more of the like sun flare and things like that. And this is the same folder. Let's see. And this one, I've already applied the texture because I was playing around with this one earlier. But all you have to do in On1 is go into effects, add filter, pick textures, and then play with it. And I've even built a category of just my filters that
I like that. I like the,
different textures that I've made. Because if you enter something in a competition, a lot of the times, even a texture is supposed to be something that you created.
Hmm.
So like this is from, there's these things called jelly plates that you can put like acrylics and things like that on it, smear it around, and then put paper on top and pull off a print. So if you can kind of see in the list, you can see what the paper itself looked like, and then how that looks as a background, as a texture. And I've already I've masked out the flower, so you can't see it running through that spot, but it's really easy actually to make your own textures to use. And these would still work for Photoshop too, because you just add it as a separate layer and then play with it. And you can add whatever. If you add something like this, you can turn it around so that it's facing the right direction. Actually, that one's kind of cool. And I know I took this picture of the cracked base from our pool for what's supposed to hold the diving board that we never use because it's buried in the back of the garage. So that's got cracked paint. And that's another one of those
like that.
old print things. And that actually looks
That
pretty good with
vertical
that one.
matches with the direction of the subject,
Yeah.
and the coloration is close.
Yep.
I like that.
And you can play with all of the usual blending options and get some pretty funky results. And yes, you can tell on some of them exactly how bad I did with my mask because I was doing it really fast. But at least on one, I can go back and fix that pretty easily. But most of the blending options should work the same in Photoshop too. If you're playing around with different textures and stuff like that in Photoshop. And you can,
Yeah, I go around, whether it's plants, gravel, animals, carpet, take pictures of all of this kind of texture and then create them. And
Mhm.
this is what Beth does.
Yep.
But don't just take, okay, that's a pretty flower, you know. Okay, let's take stuff that we're going to be using as a texture, because you can always make the textures larger, smaller, different colors, all kinds of,
Yep.
you make it smooth, you know, whatever you want.
and zoom way in and get like this section, or like just an iris petal or a leaf or something, because
That's right.
that's got a pattern to it that would look really cool as a texture.
Mhm. I've got it at ferns and elephants when I went to the zoo, and just so many different things you can do.
Yeah. Paint walls,
Yeah,
especially cracked paint, like
I know.
rusty stuff. Rust is awesome.
Yeah.
I've made a few of my own, like with let's see, this one, if you can see it over here, it's a piece of, actually, when I cut my mats, the piece that I cut out of the middle, I usually save and then I'll play with those. And so I just threw some brown paint on one of those, and that's what this one is. This one is a piece of canvas, like one of those canvas boards from Michael's, just painted with a little bit of brown. And I think that's like it's not alcohol ink, but it's one of the spray things from Ranger. And that's probably one of my favorite ones. You can use text. I'm playing around with some of these because this is from my grandmother's travel journal. And I thought it was cool to use some of hers. Okay, so any other things you want to see, or I'll turn it back to Marty if she's gotten her
Oh, yeah, I'm ready.
kaleidoscope. Because that tree looked really cool.
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
All right. All right, oh, sure. Have to share. All right.
Oh, yeah.
So I came up with that one
Yep.
Cool.
and this one.
That's neat.
So, and if I kept going, you know, taking different sections and stuff, and then like you can do, if you've seen my photo, the ring of creatures, and it's the ring, it looks like the bull and different, there's birds and bats and stuff. I like it because you can kind of see images in your photo, that different things.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, your other one I saw almost a parrot with the beak and the eyes and etc.
right. Yeah, there was a evil bird.
Yeah.
I see spooky eyes in this one.
Yes, right here.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean,
Chameleon with the eyes on the outside.
that one that I did, I think I did like I did a triangle cut, and I flipped it, and then I did the 4 squares with that one, if I remember right. So there's different ways to do it, and then you just play with it until you see something you like. I kind of like this one.
Yeah, I do too.
This one was all right, but it takes my eyes out of the photo too much. So I'll play with this one more, but I like this one because that center brings me in. So anyways, that's that. Have fun. That's the most important thing. Have fun. All right.
All right. Well, thank you, Beth. Thank you, Marty. Appreciate it very much. Good.
Hope I didn't confuse everybody too much.
Nope, you did a great job.
Nope. Yes, very good. I have a Lightroom question. There's a button on Lightroom. I don't know what it is. I don't know why it's there. And I was wondering if anyone can tell me what it is. So I'm going to show my Lightroom screen real quick, and you guys can tell me what it is.
Come on, Margie, let's teach him something about Lightroom.
Okay. You guys see Lightroom?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So in Lightroom, if you hover, this is in the library mode. If I hover over my picture, there's a little dot right there. You see it?
Yep.
What is it?
Puts it in a collection.
The quick
What collection?
Yeah.
Puts it in your active collection.
Okay. Because I have collections open here, and when I click on it,
Which one is the target collection?
I don't have one.
Yes, you do.
Oh, I do? Okay.
You just don't know it.
Because there's I don't have collections. I don't use them.
Well,
Wait, did you click the button, that little dot?
If I click it, nothing
Okay,
changes.
now it's highlighted. Now right click on the image itself, and there should be options to show the collections that image is in.
Go to collection.
Yeah, go to collection. Yeah.
So it's in quick collection, which
close that smart collection arrow.
There it is.
Okay, so it's right here, quick collection plus.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Hmm.
Now it disappears. Okay. That's all I wanted to know. I wasn't sure what it was or how it worked. So,
No fee for that.
okay, good. All right. Stop
Wait,
sharing.
Why
we
don't
can
you use
charge for these?
collections?
Huh?
Why don't you use collections?
I'm going to, but I haven't quite decided how I want to use them. I've been watching a couple different videos on them and how people use them. So I haven't quite. I'm still a keyword person and using keywords extensively. So I'm still working on that. I'll start adding collections, but I'm not sure how I want to use them yet.
Yeah, I remember Jim showing us something about collections. I thought it was pretty neat. I don't use collections either.
I'm actually planning on going back to find that video on our YouTube channel to watch it again because I like the way Jim used them. So
Yeah, I did too.
yeah, so I'm going to
I
go
use
back
them
and
all
look
the
at
time.
that.
I mean, the Death Valley stuff was from a collection.
Yeah, I mean I use them for like a photo contest or for stuff that I want to put in a contest.
Yeah.
Have a collection for that. I will throw them in there just so it's easier to get back to them. But I think I can utilize them better if I pay a little bit more attention to them. So
I think they're just like any other method of organizing your work. You
Yeah.
have to do what works for you.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And so I'm gonna work on them, but like I said, anyhow, that was a question I had. All right.
I do have something to say. And I have
Everybody listen
talked,
up.
what?
I said, everybody listen up.
Yeah, right. That's right. I talked about this last time about Topaz and the earlier plugins. And I wasn't talking about the AI earlier plugins. I was talking about the adjust, the black and white, the detail, the noise, denoise, and etc. So I did a lot of research afterwards because I really wanted some of the plugins that they no longer have. And I did find all of them. And then I went for the key because I had only about 3 that I had bought before, but I wanted the rest of them. So I found the key numbers that we can use for each of those plugins. So if you wanted some of the older plugins, if you look at John Barclay, CLAY, John Barclay is really good using the old plugins. And if you look at any of his YouTube videos, you'll know what I'm talking about. So I went ahead and I got some more of the plugins into Photoshop and went ahead and used the key numbers and activated them. So now I'm pretty happy with having the older plugins. Eventually I'll get the AI, but I don't think the new AIs will do everything the old plugins will do yet.
Okay.
Just thought I'd throw that out there. But watch John Barclay and you'll see what I'm talking about. He's really good. Okay.
All right. Anybody else have anything?
I kind of do. When I was talking about how AI image generation works, I realized that I wasn't really speaking the truth. So I found a couple videos. And I put links to them in the chat. They explain the underlying workings of AI image generation and how to use how to actually generate images.
Oh, cool. I will, when I post the video, which I'll do later tonight or tomorrow, I'll add those links into the video on our YouTube channel so that they're there. They're in the chat if you want to copy them now. So we can check those out. I'll watch those. I'm interested in seeing that.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, me too. I'm just trying to find, there's the, okay. All 3 of them? I can barely
All 3 of them. The last one is more of an interview with the guy who runs Stability AI, he makes some interesting predictions, and they seem far-fetched until you listen to him talk about what he's done with the company up till now. And then his predictions sound reasonable. I don't know if it will happen or not, but if you can imagine ChatGPT running from your phone, not the internet, but on your phone in the next couple of years, that sounds really interesting. You have to watch the video. I'm not trying to convince anyone of this. You have to make up your own mind. Just take a look at it.
All right, and Beth just dropped a link in there to some information from John Barclay too.
Cool.
Yeah, he has several.
There's some Topaz stuff in here from like 2012.
Yeah. Well, they quit the plugins somewhere around 2019 when they went to AI.
Mm.
And I still use the old ones because I bought them and I really liked them. But I was missing some and I wanted to complete it. And that's the reason I did all that research. But if you just watch some of his YouTube videos, then you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. He is so good. He is really, really good.
The
Is
Topaz
this
stuff that I
Topaz?
have is the AI stuff. So,
Yeah.
and I remember I had Topaz years ago, which would have obviously not been the AI stuff, but I no longer have it on any of my new computer stuff. Dennis, you
Yeah.
still on?
What's that?
Yeah, he's there.
The Nick collections, which version of Nick collections or Nick software are you using now?
It's the most recent one. Hold on a sec.
So
7.6.
6, I think, is what the newest is. Okay. I'm on 4, and is there much of a difference? Does it make
I don't.
me to spend $80 to upgrade?
I don't know how much difference it was, but I spent the $80 to upgrade.
Okay.
I like the products are pretty useful when, and I started to use some of the color ones.
Okay.
I upgraded it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty exclusive to just the black and white version of it, but
yeah,
I mean, you get the 8 of them or whatever it is for the $79 if you already own it. So,
right.
All right.
I only use the black and white.
Well, some of the color effects, like Color Effects Pro 6 or whatever it is, you can do some interesting vignetting, which I've done on flowers.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. Well,
yeah, they're getting so many programs out there. It's getting expensive, you know.
Yeah.
And I missed the one on the AI on Topaz. It was on sale for like $150, and I missed that sale. So now it's back up to $199. Now that's it. That's something else about I had to ask because they had one for $199 and they have one for $200 and some dollars. What's the difference between them?
Anybody know? I don't know offhand without going and looking
I
up
don't know.
The information.
There was a Topaz AI, which sounded inclusive as opposed to just the pieces.
Well, there's one that will do three different things.
The one of them is photo AI. It's $199. The other one is video AI.
Wow.
$299. So you probably want the photo AI one.
Yeah. I don't know. I looked at the video one, and it looked like they were taking pictures with that too. So that was what confused me. But yeah, the $199 one, I'm gonna wait until it gets to $150. The real reason I would like that is you can take a smaller image, and you can actually enlarge it.
Yeah, with gigapixel.
Yeah, and I really like that because I have some images I can scan in, and I would like to take them like from 4x6 up to 5x7 or something. I'm hoping that would do it.
From 4x6 to 5x7?
Yeah, it would do that quite simply.
Yeah.
It'll take your 4x6 and increase it by 600%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They said.
Well, you
Yeah.
can
Well,
still
that's
do
what
that in
because I
Photoshop,
want to
too.
scan, yeah, I want to scan some of my hard copies in
Yeah.
and then enlarge.
Yeah. It'll do that with its eyes closed with no problem.
Yeah.
Okay, guys. Well, it's after 9 o'clock. If no one else has anything, Beth, I do have one last question. Was Nate up for his belt tonight, or was he just getting ready for his belt?
We're both doing karate, believe it or not.
Oh, I didn't know. Okay.
Oh yeah. Because if I have to drive him over to Mount Pleasant, by the time I would drop him off, come home, and then go back and pick him up, I would spend like 3 minutes here in between. So I might as well just do the class anyway. And yes, of course, I know I'm older than I think I am, but I'm surviving so far. But our belt test is on Monday.
Oh, okay.
But we had to make
Which
8
belt?
classes in June to be able to test at the beginning of July.
Which belt? What color?
Oh, we're white belts. We started in February.
Oh, okay.
The white,
We're
you're
going for our first
yellow.
stripe.
Oh, stripe. Okay. Back when I took it, it was
Stripes,
white,
yes,
yellow, green. I think is what the
Yeah,
next one
it's-
was, or something like that. Okay.
Yep. White. This one goes white, yellow, green, purple, brown, black.
Okay.
I
I
did
made it to-
karate in college too, and we had a different order.
Yeah. I made it to yellow and then I quit. So.
Yeah. I've made it to yellow in 2 systems and then stopped. So
All right.
Well, let's make
I'm-
it to that black one, Beth.
yeah.
Yeah,
See if I can do that without blowing out my knee.
Yeah.
I get to
All
watch
right.
my grandchild do it.
Yeah, my G kid is a double black belt.
Oh,
Actually, y'all met Ashley and Rex, you know, all of you have met Ashley. You've taken pictures of her.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, I guess we can call it an evening. I'll let the computer do its conversion, and then I'll try to get the picture or the video uploaded this evening. If there's nothing else, I will see. Let me pull my notes up here real quick. I think the next event is the photo walk on the 9th, I believe. So I will get some more information out about that and meeting places or carpool up there, because it's a little bit of a drive, but it's a cool spot to go check out. Lots of cool stuff there. And
Is there much walking or what?
it can be and it can be. You've been there before. You was there with us.
Okay.
When we walked to Hell's Hollow, you walked almost all the way there and then decided to sit down and wait for us. You had you had like 300 feet to go, and you decided that you'd walk too far.
Don't remember that.
Oh, I
I've been to
remember
some
that.
excursions with you.
But you know, we'll get some information here and pick up some meeting times and places and go from there. See if we can get to some carpools together or whatever to drive up there. But anyhow, that is our next outing. So with that being said, if there's nobody else has anything, we'll call it a night. Nope.
All right.
Hi, everybody.
All right, all.
Good night.
yeah.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Not.